Hi, and welcome to the Balancing Act Local Edition. I'm Monto Williams. We're bringing you community stories and introducing you to businesses and influencers who are making a difference. So let's see who's making news right here in your neighborhood.
On this episode of The Balancing Act, understanding and advancing adolescent behavioral treatments. Take a peek inside the wonderful world of gymnastics. Tour a high-quality independent living facility for seniors. Plus lots more. Today on The Balancing Act.
It can be hard to ask for help when experiencing tough times, but as our next story shows, reaching out can make a huge difference.
Are you or a loved one struggling with mental health issues? Have you noticed that your adolescent son has been going through severe behavioral changes? Help is available now. Let's learn how creating a supportive environment of empathy and security can get families back together and enjoying one another.
Teens are statistically struggling more than ever with things like depression and anxiety. In fact, one study done by the Center of Disease Control and Prevention noted that 42% of high school kids report that they're sad and hopeless most of the time. This is extremely alarming, and even more alarming is 20% of those said that they've actually thought about suicide in the last year. This is a major crisis that we need to respond to, and that's what we do at Riverstones.
Riverstones Child and Adolescent Treatment provides a comprehensive range of evidence-based treatment programs for boys struggling with various mental health issues.
What makes Riverstones unique is, number one, our experience. We've been doing this a long time. Over 2.5 decades, we've been focusing on treating adolescent boys. I've been developing this program for a long time, integrating research, conducting our own research, and testing interventions on what really helps kids and families heal and get through this difficult time. We have a very heavy emphasis on the family. We give a lot of support to parents who are in dire need of it. The parents go through their own treatment program while their child is in treatment and discuss these ways of changing the way they interact with their kid. And the thing that really pleases me the most, when the parent comes to pick up their child at the end of treatment, they see a new kid and they comment on that. They see the growth. They see how the child is so much more open and willing to connect with them. And we often hear something to the effect of, "Thank you for giving me my child back." And that's really what it's all about.
Having well-trained, experienced staff can contribute significantly to the well-being and satisfaction of residents.
My philosophy is that children come into the world with an innate capacity to connect, to love and be loved. But because of circumstances and the imperfection of all parents, that natural capacity is blocked. So the child has to develop defenses against being wounded. And those defenses then lead to the problems that we see. Our work here is to help that family to reconnect with the child and help the child to reconnect with the family.
When one part or person in the family is struggling or having challenges, it impacts the whole rest of the family and the system. So oftentimes for parents, some of those challenges are related to feeling overwhelmed and worried and concerned and at a loss for what to do when they don't know how to help their child and what their child is needing. So it's really about helping support and find balance in that family and learn how to understand what the teen is needing and experiencing to rebuild the relationship and the connection within the family.
Mental health, behavioral, and addiction issues don't just affect the individual. They often affect the entire family.
The relationships that my son built here, he couldn't trust anyone, not even his family, before he came here. He was so broken in that sense. But it was the first place where he realized that maybe he could trust someone enough to be vulnerable enough to get the healing that he needed. And that's what he found here. He learned to love himself again here. He learned to forgive himself here. He learned to let go of shame that he had been harboring, and all of those things were so deep-rooted for him. I do believe he was healed here, and that the healing will continue, and it's given us as parents the tools to help continue that healing and help him manage the things that are difficult for him to manage and help us manage the things that are difficult too. Riverstones really gave us our son back. He would tell you that that they saved his life.
What we do at Riverstones is provide hope for families who are struggling, lost and confused, and really not knowing how to handle this child as they're going through this storm. At Riverstones, we give you the tools that you need, we give you the hope, the relational tools, and we help your child see you differently and see themselves differently. And ultimately, the goal is to restore that relationship and heal so that your family and your son can be much happier.
If you're ready to learn more about Riverstones child and adolescent treatment, visit the website at riverstones.org or see the segment again on thebalancingact.com.
We all love sports, but who's really knocking it out the park? Take a look at this.
The world of gymnastics offers a long list of benefits for children and young adults. From the obvious physical strength and stamina to improving overall coordination and even boosting self-esteem and personal character values. Today, we'll get a chance to take a look inside the wonderful world of gymnastics with LA's own Gymnastics World.
My name is Coach Freddie Baheen, and I am the founder of Gymnastics World. My job here is to inspire the coaches so they can, in turn, inspire the kids, and we want to build children from inside out.
There's way more to gymnastics than just somersaults and cartwheels. Let's talk about some of the fundamental benefits that gymnastics offers.
The inherent difference between gymnastics and other sports is you cannot just join the sport and play right away like most other sports. It will bring out the best in you, but also expose some of your challenges that are emotionally based, such as fear, self-doubt, and performance anxiety. And under the right coaching staff, environment, and right value sets, these kids will learn how to develop the tools so they can bypass all of these and achieve greatness. When you can prove to yourself that, oh my God, 6 months ago, I did not believe I could do this. A year ago, 5 years ago, I did not believe this was possible for me. But today I have it in my lap and I own it. In my opinion, creating options, creating opportunities for kids so they can have small pieces of success in an ongoing manner. That's what builds their self-esteem. We don't distinguish between our recreational classes, our beginner classes, and our team, competitive teams, because we believe that every child deserves the best quality gymnastics. But we do have beginner gymnastics classes starting at 2.5 years of age, all the way up to 16 and 17-year-olds. And we do have competitive boys and girls teams that compete nationally.
Over the years, there have been some stigmas and stereotypes associated with gymnastics in general. What are some of the misconceptions and myths you've had to put to rest?
One of the most common misconceptions that parents have about gymnastics is that gymnastics makes their kids short. Fortunately, that is not true. We do have on our team actually a couple of gymnasts that are 5'9", 5'11", and one that is 6'1". Gymnastics is a sport of patience, and because of that, anyone can go from step 1 to step 1.1, 1.2. We've had students where they were dreaming of doing a flip and they were in their 60s. This individual that we had took about 6 months and she accomplished her dream. She was able to do a backflip. We offer birthday parties, summer camps, camps in general, so we can invite children that are not usually exposed to gymnastics to our facility so they can enjoy the beauty of the sport.
As parents, we want our children to grow and have fun, but we also want to make sure that their safety comes first. What are some of the things that most parents seem to be concerned with when it comes to letting their child pursue gymnastics?
Some of the concerns that we've heard of from parents is usually safety. They're afraid that children may get hurt. The coaches that are savvy and understand the science behind the movements, they can break skills down correctly so injuries do not occur.
What are some of the things that parents should consider when it comes to picking the right facility?
What I would look for in choosing a gymnastics club for my own kids would be a top-down approach. I would look at the business owner, I would look at the head coaches, and also the coaches. I would look at how they're relating to the children, what their objective is, and their teaching and what the value system is in having that business. The value system that the owner has will pass on to the head coach and so on to the coaches. And also the mentality they have towards the gymnast matters.
So if you or your child have ever been interested in the wonderful world of gymnastics, let the caring people at Gymnastics World answer any other questions you may have.
What I like to tell some of my students is what stands between you and your dreams is not necessarily any special skills or talent. What matters is how you solve problems and challenges when they occur, how you go through them, and do you show up when times are tough and you feel like all hope is lost. That's what champions are made of. Get inspired and let's get to work.
For more information about Gymnastics World, visit their website at gymnasticsworld.com. And of course, visit our website at thebalancingact.com.
Up next, another story not to be missed.
Expect more from retirement. For many seniors, a life plan community offers just the right balance of maintenance-free living, social interaction, and peace of mind.
The vision for Morningside began in 1986 when a group of local doctors and businessmen saw a need for a retirement community to really address the expanding growth of the senior population here in Fullerton. Morningside's mission is to provide a secure, active, and elegant lifestyle for those seniors who want to retain their independence and have freedom of choice. We offer life-enhancing services, resort-like amenities and programs that will address the needs of a diverse individual, but really we provide more fun, more convenience, and more peace of mind.
Morningside of Fullerton combines the comforts of home with the convenience of life-enhancing services, while also putting a plan in place for your future healthcare needs.
A life plan community is definitely not your typical retirement community. You're really combining aspects of various types of communities in the same campus. So everybody's getting a beautiful new home, comes in various sizes and shapes and neighborhoods, a package of services that's pretty robust and just hardwired right into the neighborhood, and then access to long-term care if you ever need it, whether that's memory care, assisted living, or skilled nursing. And frankly, knowing that that care is there if you ever need it, and knowing that you're not going to have to come out of pocket, or your kids aren't going to have to come out of pocket to pay for that, offers a lot of peace of mind. People move into life plan communities at different ages. Technically, it's a community for people age 60 and older, and we do get people moving in their 60s and people moving in their 80s. Most people on average are moving in their 70s. You know, I joke that in your 60s, a lot of people still feel very immortal, but sometime in our 70s, we look around and people that used to be our age seem to be getting a little bit older, and we can look around the corner and say, you know, I probably want to be in a place where I'm prepared for some of these changes that are coming, and these communities provide for that. If you think of the senior housing industry, we talk about retirement communities, but there's really quite a spectrum. You have independent living or active adult communities for residents that don't really need a lot of services, even though there might be some nice to have services included. And then you have more care-based communities, assisted living, memory care, skilled nursing. What a life plan community really does is it wraps all of the best of each of those things onto one campus. You're getting great activities and food and fun things associated with an active adult community, and then the care is there if you ever need it. Rather than having to move each time your care needs change or those of your companion, you really get to take advantage of that all in one place and truly age in one location. Now, even among continuing care or life plan communities, there's different styles and things that you're going to want to pay attention to as you're looking. Type A, Type B, Type C. Without worrying about the technical, footnotes of all of these things, you really want to just get your head around this. Who's going to be paying for the care when I need it down the road? Type A communities are best in class, where all of the care is there and the community is going to provide for the cost, so you don't need to worry. Type B and Type C communities, you'll end up paying for a lot of the care, but at least they're there on site. So I'd say if you're looking at life plan communities, you're on the right path.
Morningside is for planners who think about what the future can hold, and they want to have a say in that plan when it comes to their long-term care.
Considering your retirement living options early on can save you time, frustration, and money.
People will come and they'll see Morningside. A lot of times they have friends who live here. They'll say, wow, this is fantastic, but can I afford it? I'll just be straightforward. They're not the cheapest options out there. A lot of services and amenities are included, and so sometimes people look at the numbers and go, wow, can I afford that? The answer is for most people, well, if you own your house here, you've paid off your mortgage, you have Social Security or some type of pension, then it probably works. But part of that dynamic is people have to stop and say, wow, when I move to a community like Morningside, what am I saving? I stop and I say, no more property taxes. No more homeowners insurance, my gas bill, water bill, trash bill, things start to add up. I'm spending less on groceries, I'm spending less going out to eat. And really the big compelling savings is somewhere outside of there for most of us is a very large long-term care bill. And families who choose to move to a community like Morningside don't have to worry about that anymore. That part of their estate is soundly protected. Some people look at this and say, okay, that's great. I like it, it's affordable, I can do this. But my plan is actually just going to be stay in my house. And obviously that's probably everybody's fantasy, but educated people sit back and they recognize while we might want to do that, most Americans will not be able to stay in their home for the rest of their lives. And so it becomes a decision about timing and making sure that you're making a move while you're healthy, independent, and active. I remember when I first started in this business, I had my own preconceived notions about what a retirement community was. And within a few months, some of our residents challenged me and one of my young colleagues to a tennis game and beat us soundly. And that's really what you're looking for. You want to move to a community while you're active, well, healthy, when you can enjoy a lot of the services and still drive a lot of this yourself. If you wait until you need care, the circumstances associated with that move will be harder and somebody else will be making most of the decisions. Great life plan communities are available for people who are willing and courageous enough to make that move while they're young, healthy, and active. If you wait until you need care, a community like Morningside wouldn't be an option. One of the things that we need to consider as we age is getting access to the care that we're all eventually going to need. And I think as people start to do their homework, they realize that that can actually be an issue, getting access to really great care. And that's not just true here, but really throughout the state. One of the great things about a life plan community is you'll notice as soon as you take a tour, wow, the care centers associated with a great life plan community like Morningside are fundamentally different than what you see out in the industry. That care center was built for the residents of this community. And the quality and the nice trim and everything that you see here in Morningside, boy, it feels like you walked right through the same community into the care center. It's fundamentally different. And now I could tell you that it's great, or our health center team is great, and they are, don't get me wrong, but you don't have to take our word for it. The state of California is going to rank every care center every year. And each year, each of the communities that our team touches in California, 5-star, best in class. The promise of a life plan community like Morningside is not just that you're going to get access to care when you need it, but you're getting access to the best care. When people outside the community are looking for good options, you have one locked down and guaranteed.
Morningside offers more than 24 unique floor plans, just a short walk from robust recreational activities and fun social events.
At Morningside, we have 2 options of homes for you to choose from. We have 2 and 3 bedroom villas, which are single-story homes, which typically come 2 attached and include garages. They have beautiful patios, vaulted ceilings in the living room, and fully equipped kitchens. The second option are our apartment homes, which are really at the heart of the community. And they range in size from studios up to 3-bedroom, 2 baths, and they include full kitchens, or either a patio or balcony. We have over 24 unique floor plans to choose from, depending on the neighborhood you want to live in, the view you'd like, and even your price point.
More than just a place to live, it's a place to thrive.
What happens next? Come and see for yourself.
And I'm going to give you the same advice residents often tell me they wish they had received, which is, don't wait, come now.
To learn more, visit the website at morningsideoffullerton.com. Or to see this segment again, go to thebalancingact.com.
For our next story, we've whipped up something special. You don't want to miss this.
For over half a century, Rodrigo's Mexican Grill has been a staple in the greater Los Angeles and Orange County communities, bringing fresh food and families together. Today, we'll take an inside look at what makes Rodrigo's a signature landmark for great Mexican flavor.
My name is Rick Frazier, president and owner of Rodrigo's Mexican Grill. Rodrigo's Mexican restaurant has been in business since 1972.
Rodrigo's is one of the most amazing family-driven Mexican restaurants here in Southern California. It's been a staple for over 50 years, and we're looking forward to the next 50 years of making amazing, fresh food for you guys. And I love what I do, and I love being a chef, and I love being a part of this restaurant group.
There's a lot of history here, with authentic Mexican recipes that have been passed down for generations. Let's talk about some of the things that make Rodrigo's unique.
We've been in business for over 50 years. We're very proud of that. We're family owned and operated. Part of the success of being in business for 50 years is building relationships. We have great relationships with our vendors, building relationships with our guests. We have customers that's come with us in the 70s, and their kids have grown up with us, and now their grandkids are growing up with us. And one of the most important aspects of our business are relationship with our employees. With employees who have been with us since day one, 50 years, brothers and sisters, their kids work for us, and now their grandkids are working for us. One of the things that makes Rodrigo's unique is that we make our food fresh daily. We have cooks that come here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and they're doing nothing but prepping food and getting ready for the day. It takes a lot of dedication, a lot of skill, a lot of hard work. We're very grateful for them being part of our restaurant, and we would not be successful without them. The customer experience at Rodrigo's is very important to us. We want our customers to come into a fun, inviting environment, get great customer service. We want our guests to be able to come for us for birthdays, holidays, family gatherings, coming home after baseball practice to get a nice meal at a good value. And that's the reason why Rodrigo's Mexican Grill has been successful in California for over 50 years.
Obviously, there's something to be said about food that keeps people coming back for 5 decades. Walk us through some of the signature dishes that people have come to know and love at Rodrigo's.
Our steak fajitas are absolutely the freshest you can possibly get. One big thing about Rodrigo's is that we do cut all of our vegetables fresh every day. We do our guacamole, our salsa every day. When it comes to the steak fajitas, we are cutting our delicious onions, our Spanish onions, our peppers, and we're cutting our meat daily. And we're also marinating it in a delicious Rodrigo style marinade, which is absolutely incredible. And what it does is it lends an amazing flavor for a sizzling fajitas that comes out to you. And it's one of our staples, and we love it. Part of our dish of the fajitas is the presentation. Obviously, it comes out in a hot skillet. It comes out sizzling hot. But not only that, there's the tons of health benefits are very clear. Obviously, it's keto friendly. You know, it's just strictly vegetables and meat. It's an amazing option when it comes to the keto diet. But not only that, but it's the freshness that we're looking for. It's being able to cut those vegetables fresh every day, being able to cut that meat every day and marinate it the night before, 24 hours for that day. It's part of what we do. It's a constant process. We've been doing this for so long that it's been ingrained in some of my chefs where if it's not done the right way, it's not done at all. And that's pretty much how we work our kitchen, of guests that come and they want the exact same thing, and that's what we do. We do really good fajitas, and we do them 100% all the time. One of our most amazing items here at Rodrigo's Mexican Grill is our 2-item combo, and with that you have our delicious freshly made rice and beans, and you can include any combination of a taco, a tamale, enchilada, the chili relleno, the chili colorado, or the chili verde, all included with that. So you can pick and choose whatever you'd like. One of our amazing dessert options is our house-made churros. And this is something that we've made just specifically for you. It's an incredible dessert. It's made with traditional pâte choux, and we deep fry it, and then we roll it in a cinnamon sugar topping, and then with that comes a delicious Mexican abuelita chocolate sauce, and it's just absolutely incredible. It's a great way to end your night.
What does the future hold for Rodrigo's Mexican Grill?
Rodrigo's Mexican Grill has been in business for 50 years. We are a family-owned and operated business. We started in 1972. My grandparents started the business then. We are 4 generations strong. I'm part of the 3rd generation, and I have now nephews and nieces who are part of the 4th generation who are starting up in business as well. We're excited for our future and looking forward to serving generations to come.
So when you're in the mood to experience authentic Mexican flavor, give Rodrigo's Mexican Grill a try.
If you're in Southern California and you're looking for the best Mexican food, come to Rodrigo's Mexican Grill. Always fresh, always the best.
For more information about Rodrigo's Mexican Grill, visit their website at www.rodrigos.com. And of course, visit our website at thebalancingact.com.
Thanks so much for joining us on this local edition of The Balancing Act. We'll see you next time.